Vivek Ramaswamy. Vivek, you know, this isn't a secret that the Chinese communists have had an interest in infiltrating our institutions. I mean, Gramsci actually called it the long march through institutions. So you've done business in China. You know, what can we do about this threat right now?
I think we need to declare independence from China now, because we cannot ever defeat an enemy militarily that we depend on for our modern way of life, for the shoes in our feet to the phones in our pockets. And that's what's different from the last Cold War in the Soviet Union. They never supplied our modern life the way China does today. And what they've done is they've turned companies into Trojan horses. Because what they do is they say you can't enter the Chinese market unless you supplicate to the CCP. But if you criticize the United States or you constrain the U.S. economy through emissions caps or anything else, they will roll out the red carpet. And so China has actually turned upside down the game that we thought we were playing of democratic capitalism, using Big Macs and Happy Meals to spread democracy. They said, we're going to do that in reverse. We're going to use your companies back against you. And I'm sorry to say, Dan, they've succeeded. We need to solve that problem.
So Vivek, walk me through it. How exactly do we do this declaration, this renewed Declaration of Independence? What does it look like?
So it's going to involve some sacrifices. OK, I'm going to be very open about that. But I think the U.S. government needs to say that U.S. businesses cannot do business in China until the Chinese government reforms its behaviors and stops behaving like a mercantilist actor, stealing intellectual property, data theft, user theft, using companies as geopolitical pawns. Our companies should not be able to do business there until they've reformed that, because that's not global capitalism. That's Chinese military strategy over the long run. So that's going to involve some measure of inconvenience here at home. We've got to be open about that. But I think we can make those sacrifices if we know what we're actually sacrificing for. That's why I'm so big on this theme of reviving American national identity. But if we know what we're making that sacrifice for, then we can incur that little bit of short-run inconvenience for long-run gain. Not Chamberlain, but Churchill. That's the moment America calls for.
Vivek, I got about a minute left, but, you know, China has to be laughing at us with this green energy suicide plan we have right now as they pour emissions into the atmosphere, grow their military and their industrial base.
Climate agenda has nothing to do with the climate. Okay, this has to do with punishing America for its sins. China is using this to catch up. They claim developing nation status in climate negotiations. That tells you exactly all you need to know. And guess what? When they shift oil production from companies like Exxon or Chevron to PetroChina, guess what? The ESG movement and the climate czars, they don't apply emissions caps to PetroChina, but they do here in the United States. And last time I checked, I thought it was global warming that they were supposed to address. So the idea that this is about anything other than geopolitical parity is a farce.
Oh, it's totally rigged. That ESG game's a scam. It's totally rigged. Vivek, thanks a lot for your time. Really appreciate it.
Good to see you.